Flyer beware. Lessons from a plane crash. Next on Global Pulse.
This was the only remaining part of the plane. Such was the intensity of the heat that temperatures reached around 1,000 degrees. In those kind of conditions, there was no hope for passengers on board the plane.
July's fatal runway crash of a Brazilian jetliner generated more questions than answers. What caused the accident? What do airlines need to learn?
The inquiries will focus on many issues, but there was long-running concern about the safety of the runway at this airport, especially in bad weather.
In February, a judge banned 3 types of jets from the Sao Paulo airport, but an appeals court overturned the decision, saying economic ramifications outweighed safety concerns.
Following up on the crash, ABC News reported on runway accidents in the U.S.
The lack of runway safety zones has contributed to a number of accidents in the U.S. An American Airlines crash in Little Rock, a runway overrun in Burbank, California, and one at Chicago's Midway that killed a 6-year-old boy.
Al Jazeera English looked at the political ramifications of the accident.
Aviation Authority released a video of the TAM airplane. It appeared to show the aircraft touching down at a very high speed. The plane tries to take off again, and few moments later, the huge explosion. The government has promised reforms among the aviation leadership, trying to prevent Lula da Silva's administration from looking incompetent in dealing with this crisis.
Mexico's Once Noticias proposed another theory: plane malfunction.
The airline revealed that the turbine reverser used to brake the plane had been deactivated, but the manufacturers assured them this would not affect landing.
Korea's KBS took a broader view, studying a growing problem with pilots.
The International Air Transport Association projects worldwide demand for air travel to increase 4 to 5% a year for the next 10 years, and more than 7% for China and India. To meet this demand, thousands of new pilots are needed, but they are hard to find. American airline companies have extended pilots' retirement age from 60 to 65. They are even considering relaxing qualification standards for pilots.
But, as NBC News reports, even pilot error may be too simple an explanation.
Controller mistakes are routinely covered up and blamed on pilots in order to manipulate government safety statistics. Example, August 8th last year, American Flight 1204 is told to follow American 1630 into DFW for landing. The controller prepares to end his shift and fails to notice that 1204 is converging quickly on 1630, eventually landing first. The pilot was blamed, even though the controller is responsible for maintaining separation.
A laxness and an attitude and an understanding that you will never be held accountable for operational errors will lead eventually to serious crashes.
In the end, the accident in Brazil proved to be a deadly combination of runway problems and pilot error. Since then, another mysterious crash has begun the cycle of questions all over again.
A fuel leak may have been the cause of a fire that destroyed a passenger plane on the runway shortly after landing on Monday morning. But fortunately, all of the 165 people on board had been evacuated to safety before the explosion.
This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only US network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world.